Uno, apo, pano, mamu wanna get it, nice. I know food I me so, I know food I tebe, I know kaya marigi. Come back, don't you come? When don't you come?
Kambakwe uyo anotara mari anogaya mari garai mamunzwa paninyaya pano zvamunoda kunzwa zvinotaurwa pano madiko kumunzwa mugovane.com.
15 July 2023 is the year of elections. It's the year where the fate of a lot of Zimbabweans lies on mostly three candidates: Tyson Wabantu, Nelson Chamisa, and Idi Mnangagwa. We are 38 days away from the fateful day where we will find out who is going to lead Zimbabwe in the next 5 years. This is JCTV Africa in association with Gambakwe Media, where we are talking about what is happening in the political space and in Zimbabwe ahead of the 2023 elections. The harmonized elections, which include legislators, councillors, MPs, and also the president. Hello and welcome to this platform. Thank you so much for joining us. You are welcome to join us on our platforms. And today we are going to be talking about what Tyson Kasukuwere said in a tweet when he said that the current president is underestimating him and he is making a big mistake. What does that mean? Among other things. And you're welcome to be part of this conversation. I'm going to open up the lines very soon so that you can say your thoughts. We are also welcome to send us your thoughts via WhatsApp and via your voice notes. We love to read them. We also want to hear from you what you think about this conversation. Unfortunately, my guest could not make it because of the load shedding schedule, which is happening in his area. So his network cannot work, with Wi-Fi being connected to electricity. So that's a challenge. But I want to welcome everyone that is watching. I can see here Romeo Kanyoka and Musa Tanya. Thank you so much for coming through. And other people that are watching, please tell us where you're watching us from. And we're going to chime in into the conversation so that we can talk about this whole issue. What do you make of Kasukuwere trending? What do you make of what is happening, him being barred from participating in the 2023 election? Are we going to see a government of national unity loading? And we're going to hear from Mr. Anord Silulu. He's going to send us his voice note because that's the only way we can get his opinion. I can see here my brother Rafael Ryan Moyo watching from South Africa. Tell us where you're watching from, and we are going to chime you in. Please send us your voice note. Would love to read your voice note on the numbers that are appearing on the screen right now. Strictly no calls. Don't make calls on that number. Just send in your voice note, or you can send your message. I'm going to read it to our viewers so that we can talk about this whole issue. What do you make of Tyson Wabantu? What do you make of what is happening in the political space? I'm your host here, JCTV Africa, aka Kenan Rusike, aka Jethro, the man. So before we go any further, let me just play you a video so that you can get context of what we are talking about here on what Tyson Kasukuwere said yesterday on this issue of him being barred from participating in the 2023 election. And that press conference, we're going to go into that and get some context from some of the videos. As I said, unfortunately, our guest tonight has been affected by load shedding, which is an issue that is affecting South Africa and also affecting Zimbabwe. And it's an African problem, really. You go to countries even like Nigeria or other parts of Africa, there is a problem with load shedding. So let us go into that video, and I'm going to play you that video so that you can get context of what we are talking about. Um, uh, so please stay tuned. But in the meantime, please follow that number, send us your voice note, and I'll play those voice notes here on JCTV Africa so that everyone else can hear and understand what we are talking about. Right. In the meantime, let us go into that video. I'm just waiting for the ads to play off, and then we can hear a little bit of what Tyson Wabantu had to say. Uh, all right. There we go. Let's just get the technology of things on the screen. All right. All right. Okay, I can see here. Let me just chime into the conversation, into people that are joining us so that I can see who is here. Caroline Antonio, how are you? Watching from Cape Town. Lamik Tayengwa from Cape Town. And Andrew Matenga from KZN. Thank you for joining us. Tell us where you are watching from, as we are going to play this video so that we can get context of what we are talking about. Because he is saying Idi Mnangagwa is scared. Let us just play this video just for us to get context.
Think of any other strategy, safe to say, we will respect the process. Let's trust the process. Let's trust the process.
Vangai Banga wants to know, what will you do to protect the votes? Also, what is your plan for protecting the election agents?
This time round, the ballot will be protected, but the best way of protecting the ballot is to get the numbers at source. We need to know the numbers right after voting. How many people have voted for which candidate, right at source. And we need very strong, clever polling agents. We're in the process of putting that in place. And we also should also have a number of observers who are coming to our country. We have said that with deploying the African Union and the world over. People are coming to observe these elections. And I think beyond us casting doubts as yet or aspersions on what might happen, these bodies, including ZEC, should ensure that the elections reflect the will of the people and that those votes which have been counted can reflect exactly the position of the people across the country. So yes, the agents also will be protected and are protected in terms of the law. I don't fear for anything across the country. They will be recruited, they'll be trained, and they'll carry out their duties in terms of the law of the land. We need these elections to be free and fair. Their outcome is so important for Zimbabwe going to the future. So I don't see why anybody would try and tamper with the results. That's why I'm saying let's give Zimbabwe a break.
All right. That is Tyson Wabantu, or Xavier Kasukuwere, as he fondly known, telling us about what he's going to do to the election agents. That is the press conference that he held yesterday at the Capitol in Johannesburg, South Africa, and this is part of that press briefing. And I've been speaking to a number of people, and I've been seeing Tyson Wabantu's trending. I'm checking, even if you check on videos that are on YouTube, you see that his videos are really being watched by a lot of people. So the question that we are asking, that we are asking our guest, my guest, is not yet responded, was that what do you make of Tyson Wabantu? Is he a decoy to stop people or to split the vote, as some others are saying? Is he someone who is there just to make sure that people focus their minds on someone else who is a non-entity? But also, what do you also make of the statement that was made by Dr. Walter Mzembi at the end of this press briefing, where he spoke about him and Nelson Chamisa speaking? And what does that mean to us? What does that mean to every one of us when such a statement is being uttered, especially by the okay, get to okay. Somebody is here on the conversation. Just hear what they have to say. All right. I see you, Melissa Tauro here. Melissa Tauro, how are you? Welcome to the conversation.
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm good, good, good. Where are you? Where are you calling us from?
From Zanini.
From Tanin. How is Tanin
Yes.
there? Is it cold like what is happening here in Gauteng?
Nah, it's better today. It was 21
All right,
degrees.
all right. Go ahead, go ahead. You can join in the conversation. What is your thoughts on Xavier Kasukuwere?
Yeah, only thing about Mr. Kasukuwere. Ish, what can I say? Uh, his
Munofungei.
past, the problem. Ndinobatikana panhau yepast yavo ndonyaya hombe vanga vari mukomizaya saka semunhu anenge atsvagawo mavhota hatisi kuziva kuti chii chiri kutora nzvimbo panhau yekuvhota kuti varikuda kuuya sei nekuti munhu atiri kuda mukomana
Mm,
ndovatiri kuda dai ivo vanga vagona kubatana nemukomana
mm.
vabviswa nhamo iripo iyi varega kumira vari one nekuti totonamata dai koti yatovadya kuitira kuti vasaspliti mavotes.
All right, all right. Saka hamusi kuda kuti vange vari paballot box.
Ya panhau yekupozi chatiri kutsvaga kuti mukomana uyo apinde nhamo apa tiri kuda kungobvisa nhamo chete toenderera mberi neupenyu. Ivo kana vanga vachida kuti nyika ifambire mberi ngavabatane nemukomana titange tabvisa zviripo izvi pozoonekwa zvinozouya mberi.
Okay. What about pane statement? There is a statement rakataurwa na I think Walter Mzembi at the end of this press briefing. Aitaura kuti they are in conversation nemukomana, and he was saying kuti the latest vakagumisira kutaura, it was 2 days ago. What do you make of that? Some people might say that maybe kubatana na Tyson Wabantu is to it's a sign yekuti Nelson Chamisa is also a sellout, because remember these guys were part of Mugabe's regime.
Panhau yepolitics ka panoti netsei kunzwisa nekuti mukatarisa nhau yepolitics umwe neumwe anorova akatarisa mumwe yake nekuti mukatarisa nhau iripo apa ndeyekuti mukomana uyu arikufamba pachokwadi ava varume ava vekuzano havanotyisa havavazivi because ukatarisa history yezano ichibatana zano ichibatana neyankomo zapu iyi vakamedza zapu saka vanototyisa varume vakushanda navo nyange vakanzi vabatana ka varume ava vanotyisa vasi kutamba navo Kasukuwere vanotyisa. Saka chinongodwa pa chekuti chatiri kutsvaga vanhu vasinganzwisisi politics ka vanhu vatisi kuvenga zanu PF kuda kumbobvisa zviripo timboona kuti kana atadza mukomana todzosera anenge achidiwa futi ipapo ndo inonzi democracy kai.
yeah.
izvi
Right.
zvamuzendizvo ngavambotipawo mukanawo mukomana apinde vakambodyawo madhara aya vana Kasukuwere ngavamboregedzawo mukomana tese akoniwo aripo vobviswa.
All right. What about before I let you go? What about government of national unity? What do you make about that? Let's say as obvumidzwa kupinda and there is government of national unity. Do you want to see Xavier Kasukuwere, Emerson Mnangagwa, and Nelson Chamisa working together?
Nyaya inonetsa government yemubatanidzwa ikai inotinetsei nekuti varume ava vanotyisa. Tingati zvokuti vanhu vamborarama but ngatimbotarisai pano vatsvangira ipapa. Varume ava vanga vakabatiswa zvefinance, vanakota vari machi education tedi havazowani kudefense kuhoma phase uku havazopindi kune madeputy. Saka zviripo zvongoti government of national unity isingashandi inongobhenefitisa vagara vachingotonga ende vanenge vachitogaina power zvekuzoti kana vakuzodzoka manje makuti maelection vanenge vachizoruwa futi vakasimba. Saka vanenge vachitojima vari kuseri. Saka panozonorwiwa kavanenge vane simba rakawanisa varume vava. Saka izvi zvinongobatsira nguva diki diki. Chatiri kudai hurumende yakakwana yasarudzwa nevanhu inogona kuti itonge nyika, mainvestors auye zvikwereti zvipinde munyika. Kana nyika yedu yakangodai sonyange wakabiriraga zvinongoramba tichingove kunze sezvatiri kuita izvi.
All right. Thank you so much. It's Mr. Is it Melissa Tauro or you used someone's name because I'm seeing is it?
All
right. Andrew Matenga, you can join the call. I've sent the link there on the app on there that is there. I've just posted it. So please, if you want to be part of the conversation, like my brother there from Tsanin, please just join in. Follow that link. It will lead you to me and I'll add you onto the studio so that we can continue that conversation. Hold on to there, my brother, if you can hold on to that as we continue. We want to find out from people. If you want to be part of the conversation, I've put the numbers that are appearing on the screen right now. Let me just put them up. Please send your voice note. Strictly no calls. Send in your voice note. I'll play those voice notes so that everyone else can understand what we are talking about. The question that we are asking also, Ndekuti, is Mnangagwa underestimating Tyson Wabantu? Now that we are seeing Tyson Wabantu Arkutrenda, is Mnangagwa underestimating him? Because Tyson Wabantu actually said that Mnangagwa is making a biggest mistake by barring him from contesting in the 2023 election. So that is the question yata Mbunzo kuti is he underestimating Kasukuwere? So want to ask that question to you, my brother, before I also let you go once again. Kuti, what do you think? Do you think statement ya Tyson Wabantu, is he connected to the people in the army? What do you make of that statement? Yeah, ndikura imimi kuti munofunge Tyson Wabantu he posted, I mean Xavier Kasukuwere he posted kuti Mnangagwa is making the biggest mistake of his life. He's going to fall by the sword. The line has been drawn in the sand. Munofunga kuti ingori statement here kana kuti pane zvimwe zviri kuitika in the background?
Yeah, pane zviri kuitika in the background. Irangirai kuti munhu uyu akange ari chikomizaya murukona national komizaya. Saka vane midzi ende muchinda vane nhoroondo angari musiyaiwo handiti. Saka vane nhoroondo dzakawanda muhurumende maimai because tikandakatarisa zano iko zvino haisisina simba rangaine ari kudhara nekuti vanhu ava zvari kutaura ane maziro anoita ende imomo macho muzano varipo vanenge vachimupa information. Saka pane zviri kutoitika zviri kumupa simba rekuti ataure izvozvo. Musavatorere pasi varume ava vana Kasukuwere vane zvavanozoziva ende vanhu ava vanotove neruzivo rwakasimba pana wepolitics dzemuzimbabwe. Saka havasi vanhu vongotorera pasi kuti vakataura chinuka tongoti vataura. Vanhu vanenge vachitoziva zvavari kutaura ende anga vari mudiki pamudhara webut nyaya dzavo pavaidziita kudharaka vanozivirana zvakatosimba. Hatingatori zvakaita setriple C kana Chamisa tovaisa ikoko. Avo vanoziva because ndo vakanga vari munyanga vari dhuze nechigaro chigaro chekutonga, saka vane mainfluence avanoziva vaisa, saka haasi munhu wekutotorera pasi kana kumutarisira pasi, munhu wekutoti kana tichimutarisa ka andokisa murume uyu munhu ane chiremerera chine simba, ndosaka vari kuchizama kutomubvisa kuti vamukonese kuti acontest, because vari kuziva kuti ane power, masenderawo inenge ane simba, plus mamwe mayuthi vamwe vanhuwo mukati meG40 vanenge vachitone support, because rangarirai kuti muG40 mune muzano iri kumusha, G40 iri strong ende vanhu vasi kubuda pachena, saka munotove nevanhu maelementi arimo mukati momo zvekutoti vanhu vakaita zvokutamba ka akapinda, ndosati tichiti murume hatisi kuda kuti apinde, toda kuti zano isangane netriple C straight, ndo pane nyaya, because uyu munhu musamutorere pasi, akangopinda anosplita mavotes.
My brother here, Lucky Kagura, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good. You are welcome to the conversation. Where are you calling us from?
Actually, I'm driving. I'm in Leidenberg, going to Mozambique.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for being part of the conversation.
Yeah, I can hear. I just joined. I'm sorry, I just joined late, but I'm just catching up on things. I'm just catching up on what my previous brother was saying. And it's a tricky situation where with Mr. Kasukuwere. We really don't know if he's coming in as a genuine man, as a changed man. We really don't know if he's working with ZANU. So people, most people, they are not having faith with him. Some they are having faith that maybe he has changed. Some they are having faith that maybe he's gonna change things. With Mr. Kasukuwere on my side, not speaking for other people, on my side, I can see from the way he's talking that he's really trying to get back to a position where he's trying to change things in Zimbabwe. He's really trying to get things changed in Zimbabwe. But this ZANU-PF government, they know if Mr. Kasukuwere is on the ground, there's gonna be a big tension. There's gonna be a split of votes, especially from ZANU-PF going to Mr. Kasukuwere. That is why ZANU-PF is fighting tooth in, tooth out to eliminate Mr. Kasukuwere.
Yeah,
that is how I see it.
All right.
But all in all, I believe if he's in genuinely, he can change things around. But as for myself, I really want this boy Chamisa. If Chamisa gets into power, things will change in Zim. Definitely things will change in Zim. Because right now we are having these madalas and they are busy, putting money in their bags. They are there for their own families. They are there for their own doings. They don't care about the public. They don't care about anybody. All they care about is themselves. So if we give them another 5 years, I'm telling you, my brother, we are going to have another 5 years of suffering.
All right.
That is how I see it.
All right. Thank you so much, my brother Lucky, for that conversation. What about someone you are saying about what you were complimenting Mr. Kasukuwere? Are we not going to make the same mistake that we did in 2017? A lot of people said that the current president, that he's a reformed man, he is someone who's going to change things, and people gave him a benefit of doubt. And now everyone is saying we don't want him. What do you make of that? Can we keep on trusting people and think that they have reformed? Are they not going to go back to their old self and terrorize us again?
First of all, you see, when Mr. Mnangagwa came into power,
yes,
before he came into power, before he was even elected to be president, Mr. Mnangagwa promised so many things. He promised so many things. He promised the free education. He promised the electricity, that the country would get electricity, no there won't be any problems with the electricity. He promised so many things. But what happened? Everything that he promised, he never fulfilled. Everything that he said, he never fulfilled. Instead, he enriched himself, he enriched his family, he enriched his generals. That's the problem with the current government at the moment. So people now, they don't have faith in the current government because they know whatever they are saying now, it's all lies. It's all lies. Nothing will materialize. Even if they promise you today that we are going to build a school, we are going to do this, it's only a talk of today. They just want to buy votes. That is how they are campaigning. And the other thing that is happening with this current government, they are basing their campaign on ancestors. We are under this Seguka Gui that we are not living in old age. We are not living in the past.
Yes.
This is we have got a new generation of kids who are growing up. And they don't even know who is Handa. They don't even know who is Seguka Gui. Of course, it's a history that they need to know. But when you are campaigning, you don't have to say Mbuyane Handa will look after you. There's no such thing like that. You know, we have to live in the present. So many things are changing. So many things are changing. You see?
All right.
So
I want you to hold that thought. I want to bring in our brother, Lazy Mabs and Andrew. I want you to hold that thought. We are going to continue with you, but I want to bring in Lazy Mabs and Andrew. I want Andrew, where are you calling us from before I bring in Lazy?
How are you? How are you doing? I'm in KZN, Pietermaritzburg. That's where I am.
Okay.
Yes.
Welcome, my brother. What is your thoughts on the topic of the day, and what do you want to contribute on this topic?
Yeah. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, when you look at it from the way I personally look at it, if you can ask yourself one question, like why did Savior Kasukuwere suddenly, show up, in only less than 2 months, to the elections? That should give you that should leave a very big question mark. There's no one who would want to come in and run in as a presidential candidate who just come in and show up in less than 2 months. How are you going to cover the ground? You were talking of the whole of Zimbabwe, and you're expecting to get a majority, voters, and you expect to do that in less than 2 months. It's totally impossible. But at the same time, I need to answer the question. There's a question that you asked earlier on. Where with the question where you said is Kasukuwere did you say a threat to Mnangagwa?
Yeah, I said, is he a threat to Mnangagwa?
Yes. Now, for what I understand, or what I think, is Kasukuwere is really not much of a threat. But Kasukuwere is one person who has been in the politics for a longer time, and who understands how to manipulate Vanhu Vakawanda, especially when you look at the way he was involved in politics earlier on, before he was chased away. So in fact, for him to be a threat, he's not, but he can actually manipulate a few people so that there is a division, there is a split of votes. When you look at it, my split of votes more than the opposition party. So you'd find that if he comes in, he might not have a bigger number, but that number is going to affect ZANU-PF. That's why you find ZANU-PF is a little bit skeptical. Could Savior, if he comes on board, there is going to be a bit of a problem in terms of my voters. Yeah, so that's just what I'm contributing now. But I know I've got quite a lot to share. But I will just give the floor to others as well to to share their thoughts.
All right. Before I come to you, brother, Lazy Mabs, I don't know what's going on with my screen here. I should have. Let me just play. I don't know if you can hear it. There is a brother. I think his name is DH. I think it's from Zimbabwe. Let me just hear his voice note. Let's just hear. Okay. All right. Let's just hear if we can. I don't know. Can you hear it?
Yeah. Can you hear?
Effect ya Kasukuwere pa my elections inenge yakamira yakaita kuti most yavateri vezanu who are tired of Mr. Mnangagwa ndochasa maprotavo kuna Kasukuwere. I don't see munhu weTriple achinda kwaKasukuwere either vaKasukuwere vanenge vachambozondosimudza nhindi dzekwamwonzora because kwamwonzora kunenge kukafiwa kusina chichabuda ikoko.
All right. This is DH from Zimbabwe. Mr. Lazy Mabs, how was it? Is it Lazarus?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Welcome. Where are you calling us from?
Gokwenombidzia.
Gokwenombidzia, capital city of Zimbabwe.
Right. Inzwaka JCTV Africa. Ndasvika live ndonga ndi about 3 or so minutes ndasvika. But anyway, ndatongoti regai ndipinde nditaura zvandinofunga handizivi kuti mambobva nepi muchitaura zvipi, but pane zvishoma zvandadza zvichicontributwa nevamwe. I will just say my input. Right. Number 1. ZANU-PF. Kana uchida kuona kuti munhu wairi kudhila naye ane power kusvika papi kana ane effect kusvika papi, tarisika the way yainoresponda. For example, iko zvino chinhu chinonzi MDCA kana kuti MDCT hachichi mugame, and they are actually quiet about it. Zvinova kuti is no longer a threat. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
It's no longer a threat to its existence, right? Ukatarisa effect yaKasukuwere. Kasukuwere inini personally ndinotoda kuti apinde mugame because mugame macho munoaffecta ZANU-PF. If you look at how ZANU-PF is responding to the issue yaKasukuwere, zvinoreva kuti vanonatsokuziva kuti right munhu yakauya uyu zvadhako. Ukatarisa mabhanira avanoita ichamisa the way yavakamutrita kubva pa-MDCA paipa zvezvichikuva pachena kuti vari kuona kuti this person is a threat to our system. So Kasukuwere yes haana effect yakanyanya kuwandisisa, but effect yaanayo inotoita kuti ZANU inatso kutopinda pamahwanda. That's a point blank. Saka Kasukuwere totomuda kuti apinde, and the reason why vachiziva kuti ane threat, Kasukuwere anga ari musystem meZANU-PF and anotoziva even chero like paakada kuuya papachanza 34 paipa. Do you know kuti antu vane vanhu vakatomuudza kuti right kwaita maCIO 17 akakumirira iwewe as a person aribva kuSouth Africa ufa wakawana that information, which means vanotoziva kuti munhu ane zvaanocontributa, and chero rigging chaicho antu vane vanhu vake vanoziva kuti rigging inozogona kunetsa because they will leak information. You get it? Yeah, saka ndingangoti ndo contribution yangu pane zvandadza zvachitaurwa nevamwe hangu. Handizivi kuti nyaya yacho inge iri yechii because ndangosvika izvizvikati pane live iri kuitika regai ndipinde, but Kasukuwere totomuda zvinhu zvakaoma zvakadaro.
Muchiri papo, maybe I can ask a question there kwamuri kuti who do you think is backing Kasukuwere? Because it seems like he has money to, to do my flyers and all the. I mean, campaign takes a lot of money to hold. Who do you think is backing Kasukuwere? Do you think Maria Akaita during the time of Mugabe he has been saving up for this election? What do you make of him?
No. Akwanisi kusurviva kusvika pa level iroro. Chokwadi chiripo ndechekuti kuZANU-PF. KuZANU-PF kune vanhu vanoda ZANU-PF vasingadi Mnangagwa, and they can't come pachena kuti bozo vakabuda pachena ka obviously vanogona kudi zvinodhakwa. Saka Kasukuwere atova ne backup muZANU-PF. Musafuka kuti Kasukuwere anonowana vamwe vanhu from outside ZANU-PF. Hakutorina vanhu outside ZANU-PF vanosapota Kasukuwere. Otherwise vanhu vanotomusapota even financially and all other logistics. Tine zviri kutoitika izvozvika vanhu vari within ZANU-PF. And here if you look kana wakateerera interview yakaita neZuro, is it yesterday? Yeah, it's yesterday. Do you know kuti Muzembe akataura kuti anga vakaita a long conversation naChamisa, which means vanhu vanotaurirana kuti right iwewe ZANU-PF unogona kusaihwina uri wega. And Chamisa kuti ahwine asina backup yemilitary somehow, because vanoda a security backup. Otherwise anogona kungowina povo asi security wise zvichidhakwa. So I strongly believe kuti Chamisa somehow anogona kuva asi hazvingakwanisi kuindika papublic, because there are some things zvavanogona kutaurirana kupa inbox zvisingavi zvakaenda kupublic. Vanogona kuva kutotaurirana kuti no, let's do this and inongozva politics. That's what I think. Then financial backup arikuiwana from within ZANU-PF.
All right. Thank you so much, Mkoma Lazarus, for that contribution. Mr. Andrew, maybe I can come back to Mr. Kasukuwere. I think that I did cut your point when you wanted to say something. But before I come to you, let me just play one voice note from this guy. I think he's from South Africa, Mr. Sokela. Let's just hear what he has to say.
What I would like to say about my brother Tyson. Mr. Tyson, I think your policies and your voice as you speak shows strength on you, but people has lost hope on you because of the jacket that you were wearing before. So if I were you, I was going to first apologize to the people for what you for what you did when you were under your previous politics. Then secondly, there's a letter that was circulating some months ago when you were asking you for your replacement back to ZANU-PF. Is that letter genuine to you, or it was just a fake letter? Please clarify to that about that, because people don't trust you as much as concerning your previous politics. So that letter you were asking for ZANU-PF to take you back, is that letter genuine, or that letter was just something from just social media prospects? So please be specific on that letter, Mr. Tyson.
All right. Unfortunately, Mr. Tyson is not on the show. I'm hoping that anytime from now we are going to have him on the show so that he can clarify some of the things, Mr. Sokela, on that one. But maybe he brought something, Mr. Kasukuwere. What do you make of the letter that was written to ZANU-PF? It means that Xavier Kasukuwere still has got interest in ZANU-PF. What do you make of that letter and the fact that he has a jacket of the previous government and he talks about peace? And there is on his manifesto, there is the option to compensate Gukura Hundi victims $1 billion. What do you make of that? What do you make of that claim by Xavier Kasukuwere, Mr. Kasukuwere? Maybe you can come in and bring in the point Yamami Dambotawara earlier.
Thanks very much. there are two things I want to, which I want to reply. Okay, let me answer this question that you just asked now. Yes. Mr. Kasukuwere, for him to make promises, that is, he's promising the people of Zimbabwe. You know, we have got people who were in ZANU-PF, who were expelled from ZANU-PF. We have got Simba Makoni. He tried to open his own party, but it failed. We've got Mayim Juru, when she was expelled, she tried again, but it didn't go anywhere. We've got so many people who did that. With Mr. Kasukuwere, I don't see him going far with his party. Of course, he might be getting backup from the people within ZANU-PF, but in the long run, people have run. They don't have trust with the people, especially these guys who were in ZANU-PF before and who are trying to turn back and be, you know, what can I say? They are trying to clean themselves, to clean themselves, to be clean people. That, like the previous speaker was saying, Mr. Kasukuwere must first apologize to the people of Zimbabwe. He must first talk about what they were doing when he was in the government, so that the people will have faith in him and try to trust him to say, okay, fine. Now that he's talking about this, he has apologized. Maybe he has changed. You see, so that is what Mr. Kasukuwere should do. But otherwise, he's gonna be like Simba Makoni, like the other guys who went ZANU-PF. They tried to do their own thing, but those things were failed. The second question, you asked about a government of national unity.
Yes.
I don't see a government of national unity working. As long as ZANU-PF is in that government of national unity, I don't see it working anyway. Because what ZANU-PF is good at is using other people. It will be in the government of national unity just to gain, just to use these other guys so that they will be on a safe side. Like what happened in the previous government of national unity. Things stabilized. Mr. Changirai became the prime minister and things stabilized. You remember, as soon as government national unit was formed, US dollar was on the market quickly and things started to stabilize in the country. So when they saw that, no, things are now stabilized in the country, what did they do? They kicked out MDC. They started their own thing. You see, so the same thing. If there is a formation of a government of national unity, I don't see it working. I don't see, because these guys, they will hold on to the army, they'll hold on to the police, they'll hold on to the CIO, and if they do that, there's nothing they are doing. They are still in control, and they will say Triple C or whoever, they will do the finance. They are the ones who will be running the country, and themselves will be controlling the country. So I don't see the government of national unity working.
Okay. Maybe on that government of national unity, what if in that government of national unity, then Chamisa becomes the president? Doesn't he have the discretion to take arms of government like the Home Affairs, the army, and all of that? What if it comes like that? He then incorporates other players from ZANU-PF, incorporates the likes maybe of independent candidates like Themba Mliswa into his government. What do you make of that? Do you think it's something that can be workable in that regard? Before I let you go, I think I also want to give other guys chance so that we can continue. Just give me maybe in 30 seconds.
Okay, you know what? If Chamisa becomes president, once Chamisa becomes president, automatically things will change. Automatically things will change, and if he is in charge of the army, if he is in charge of the police, things will automatically change in the country. That is my view. That is how I see it. But if he is just on the sideline, if he is on the sideline, just someone who is just there to help the government, there is nothing that is going to work in our country.
All right. I'm going to go into our last round of questions before we wrap up this conversation. The question that I want to ask you is that you have said that there are people that are in ZANU-PF, but there is a rumor that is going on, which is saying that actually Tyson Wabantu or Xavier Kasukuwere is working for Mnangagwa. This whole issue of drama of him going to court and trying to be chased, it's a game that they are playing in front of us. One would recall what happened in when Robert Mugabe resigned. One would say that for him to resign was a way of saving ZANU-PF, because had he been impeached in parliament, that would mean that fresh elections, and that would mean ZANU-PF was going to be kicked out of power. What do you make of that, to say that it is a way of trying to save ZANU-PF, to say if we can bring in Tyson Wabantu, we're going to pretend as though we are not in good books with Mnangagwa, but in the background, there is that working together. What do you make of that? I want to start with Brother Andrew, then I'll come to you, Melissa Tauro.
Right, thank you. Well, that I don't think it's true. I don't believe in that statement at all. It doesn't exist. I mean, well, when you look at it, even if there's drama between Mnangagwa and Tyson, it's not feasible at all, because you see the way this whole thing, the whole this game is being played, does not even at all involve ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF is actually shaking and is actually scared, because Tyson akangouya chete akangokwanisa kupuwa room of campaigning, it means ZANU-PF yatoluza my votes, like I had said earlier on. Right now, what they need to do is they're trying to avoid him to come and not to even participate in the election, so that at least they maintain my votes now. And like what my brother had said earlier on, Kuti, once Tyson comes back, they know Zama techniques, Eku Riga and all the other things. So they will never allow him to come in and participate in this whole election time. Saka the drama, and so people might just come up with stories and talk. But what I know is Tyson is coming there as an independent, and he just wants to disturb my elections, especially with ZANU-PF, because I know they are angry the way they were chased away and all those things. So it's more like we now come back and we want to show you that we have the power. And like what my brother had said earlier on, that there are ZANU-PF members who are backing him up, and that is very true. There are ZANU-PF members who are backing him up, and they definitely don't want Mnangagwa to varambe in power. So yeah, there's no drama whatsoever that is being played. This is a genuine fight, and once they give him room to come, ZANU-PF is going to lose one way or the other. They won't stand a chance at all. It means Triple C doing the upper hand at this election.
All right, my brother from Melissa. I don't know. Your name here is written Melissa. I want to come to you before I come to Mr. Lazy Mabs. There are some comments that I want us to look at as we wrap up this this round of questions. Mr. My brother from Tsanin, what do you make? Mr. Malema has said in an interview yesterday, and he was saying, Kuti, the elections in Zimbabwe have already been won by Nelson Chamisa, but it's only that he doesn't have the backup of the army. What do you make of this scenario in the event that Tyson Wabantu is not been given chance to contest, and then he comes and backs up Nelson Chamisa? Do you think it is going to work in his favor, with the people from the army and other places, do you think it's going to help him if he has the backing of Tyson Wabantu?
Ya, zvinogona kubatsira izvozvo, zvinogona kubatsira, but nekuti chiri kuitika panhau tichitangira pana vatsvangira inyaya yekuti nhau yemilitary yakakosha, masoja akakosha panhau dzepolitics. Tingavatorere pasi, zvinhu zvakakosha kuti vaparticipate, vave vari kusaidhi rako, nekuti vanhu vazhinji vanenge vachitsigira ZANU-PF, vakuru vanenge vachichengetedza mainterest avo. Tikatarisa kuZambia, zviri kuitika kuZambia, pakapinda HH hapana zvakavhiringika. Mutungamiri haana kusungwa, Lungu ari kungozvifambira zvakanaka, vashoma vari kungobatwa nenhau dzecorruption. Saka nyaya iripo ndeyekuti Tyson akarege kucontesta, zvanga zvitaurwa navaya zvavataura kwanzi mavhoti pano vachamuvhotera, ivo vasingachadi ZANU vanongonovhotera triple C. Saka akauya wakabhekawo chamisa, zvinobva zvafamba, tomuona tane chokwadi, kwete kuti iye pachakabuda ari ega. Tichikufungidzira kuti ipo paiva potaura kuti pamwe ndiye mwarida kuchinisawo ZANU, topatinge chitotyawo. Saka akabheka kutriple C, toziva kuti aiwa, uyu munhu anoda kuti nyika ienderere mberi.
Alright.
Maona manje. Saka ndopatiri kumbozama kuti dai iye kana ari munhu ari pachokwadi ngaabheke chamisa. Zvekukurawo ndizvombozvirekedza, hama dzedu dzakapera zhinji uku kumatebeleland, ungavamborekedza zvese kukura kuti iko zvino ngatimbofokasai kuti triple C ihwine. Yahwina yopuwa matomu, zvochinja muZimbabwe.
Right. Brother Lazarus, I want to come to you before
Saka
I come to
murume uyu zvake uyu.
Okay.
Dai ambotsigira zviripo. Timboregedza izvi muzhinji izvi. Ativigire vanhu vake vauye kupi kuyelo uku.
Mukome kutsanini. Let me give Mr. Lazarus a chance to come and say something on this one. Yeah. Mukome Lazarus, munofungei what is your comments about overall issues zvatati kutaura kuti munopaona sei?
Okay. Yeah, inini mafungira angu personally ndeyekuti nyaya yebacking tinofanirwa kunzwisisa kuti inogona kuva direct or indirect. For example, mari dziri kushandiswa naTyson, all other things zviri kuitika haasi kuita ega, ane backing, but we can't see the people vari kumubeka, which means they are backing him indirectly. Same applies. Zvaari kutoita izvozvo zvokucontesta, that's backing Zimbabweans, that's backing the CCC. Asi anenge achibheka zviri indirect, because akaita direct zvinogona kuva nema conflicts somehow. So nyaya yebacking, I strongly believe kuti iye anoziva kuti there is no way yaanowina 51% as much as kuti akapiwa mukana wokuti acontesta anotoziva kuti awine 51%. Saka zvaari kutoita izvi ari kutobheka someone for his benefit. And like I was saying before, Tyson ane a backup ye military. We cannot rule out effect ye military in our politics. Ayo izvozvo zvinometa kuti vanhu vese vabvuma kuti tada chamisa, but military inotongo contribute a certain percentage indirectly, and zvavanotoda ivo ndo zvinotoitika at the end of the day. So isisu tikati Tyson ngaauya ane backup ye military, it means zvinoneutralizika pa zvinogona kuzoshifta nyaya yemapowers from ZANU-PF smoothly to CCC, because military inofanirwa kutova inotova ne-SA, and haikwanisi kuita SA like direct, inofanirwa kutova ne-SA indirect, because vane ma-interest avo to protect, and vane zvinhu zvavakaresa zvavanenge vachida kuti zvisavaafekta kana government yachinja. So they need assurance from someone ari close kwavari.
Right.
Yeah, ndo mafungiro angu zvangu. You can ask me.
Okay, Mr. Sado, you are welcome to the conversation. Where are you calling us from?
Okay. Thank you, my brother. Yeah, can I come in?
Yeah, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me say this. Inini as an individual, the arrival of Tyson to the scene, to me, is a good advantage to the opposition.
Okay.
Remember in Zimbabwe, opposition is loved by almost everyone. The only problem is that nobody wants to. A few people want to reveal their affiliation to the opposition.
Okay.
Because they fear victimization by ZANU-PF. So, looking at Tyson Kasukuwere, there are people who are in ZANU-PF right now who are not ZANU-PF by heart at the moment. But however, because their names and faces belong to ZANU-PF, they pretend to be in ZANU-PF, but they are already outside ZANU-PF. So such are people that I think they will be useful at this moment when if Tyson comes in. His name being on the ballot will split the ZANU-PF votes. Yes, split my votes as ZANU-PF. There are people very opposition, very totally anti-ZANU-PF. People who are totally against anything to do with ZANU-PF, including even ex-ZANU-PF people. They don't want to hear about them. So such people will vote for Triple C.
Okay.
Meaning to say now, the ZANU-PF numbers will reduce.
All right.
And some will go will go Tyson's way.
Yeah.
But the figures of Triple C will remain the way they are.
Okay.
So in that case now, it becomes difficult for what's his name for Mnangagwa to do what he wants, because already Tyson will be in the ring and will be fighting to say no, Mnangagwa, you did not win. Remember what happened in 2018. In 2018, there were people who were fielded by Mnangagwa himself.
Yes.
Who were the polarists. Those people were waiting for a situation whereby Mnangagwa rigs the election and they will play witnesses for him.
Oh.
You understand? So,
yes.
but however, the MDC alliance only had what's his name, Noah Manyika on their side, and no one else.
Yes.
If you remember.
Yeah, I remember.
Let's suppose now in this case, what's his name, Tyson, as he comes, he's going to play a Noah Manyika role because he is totally against Mnangagwa. I would like to believe he is totally against Mnangagwa. Now, given that Tyson, let's say Tyson gets, let's say 20%.
Yes.
It means if Mnangagwa was gonna get 50%, 20, maybe 15% has been taken by Tyson and it's gone. So it means Mnangagwa now comes to 35%. Maybe Chamisa gets something like 40-45%.
Yes.
So it means now Emerson has no chance to override the outcome. Because it will be contested by two strong people against him in the courts.
Interesting.
You understand? So, given that situation, now Mnangagwa fears that if Tyson comes, there are chances of him failing to do what he wants willy-nilly.
So you agree with Mr. Lakika Gura that the involvement of Tyson Wabantu is an advantage to the opposition?
Yes, Tyson Wabantu is very important at this particular moment. Because you remember, you know what, in Zimbabwe I don't see us going anywhere being 100% opposition. We need an opposition that is fused with a little bit from the ZANU-PF, which is likely to lure some ZANU-PF people to come to the opposition by opinions.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm putting it well, if I'm putting it clear.
It's clear. It's clear. I'm getting it. It's only that we've run out of time, but I really get your point. What you are trying to say, that it's there are some ZANU-PF loyalists who are loyal to the party, but they are not loyal. They are not subscribing to the policies or to the current incumbent.
Yes.
They don't like the incumbent.
They can't jump to the opposition right away, but only when they see someone with the similar DNA as them. When they see him on the other side of the fence, that's when they begin to notice the goodness which is on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
So
we definitely have to wrap this up. I want to hear from you. I forgot to ask the other participants of this this conversation. Mr. Sado, Mr. Kasukuwere, Mr. Lazarus, are you registered to vote? Because we want to count your votes as much as we also count your opinion. Are you registered to vote, and are you going to go and vote?
Yes, I am a registered voter. I've been in Zimbabwe about 3 weeks ago. I was there in December until mid-February. I was there again in May. I was there 3 weeks ago. I'm here now. I am preparing to go back again to vote.
All right. Mr. Lazarus.
Nyaya yekutovhota ndakatorecruita nevakawanda. I'm a registered voter and andomborei. Do you know kuti dambudziko ratinaro isusu maZimbabwe, most of us very educated, vanonzwisisa like politics, we don't vote. Yes. Of which vote yedu ndo yakatokosha. Saka inini hayo kuvhota ende ndototadza paX yangu pana chamisa.
Right. Mr. Kasukuwere, are you registered to vote? Are you going to be there during the voting?
I am going to be there because I even postponed. I was supposed to go off end of this month, but I postponed my off because I want to get my off next month when I'm going to vote, and I'm definitely going to vote.
Any last words to everyone? Let me start with you, Mr. Kasukuwere. Any last words as we wrap up this conversation? Any last words? 1 minute, followed by Mr. Lazarus, and then we end with Mr. Sado.
Oh, the only thing that I just want to encourage us Zimbabweans is when Mr. Malema said the only people who can change the situation in Zimbabwe is only us Zimbabweans. No one is going to come and help us to change the situation in Zimbabwe. No one is going to come and say, you guys, we are going to change. We have to do it ourselves. Because we are playing with a very dangerous animal. And ZANU-PF will do anything to remain in power. They will do anything, even to kill. You see what they are doing in rural areas. They are already putting fear in people. So we have to change the situation in Zimbabwe by going to vote on the 23rd.
All right. Mr. Lazarus, chime in.
Right. Yeah. Inini zvangu ka ndine mubvunzo, not to the panelists, asi ndine mubvunzo wekuti kana Tyson akatibetsera kuti tihwine, ndine mubvunzo wekuti azondiudzawo kuti itaidza mara akaende, because these guys they know kubvira kuna Mnangagwa, but they are failing to tell us. Kune audio yakambolika some few weeks ago, but we need an official communication. What happened to itaidza mara? Ndo mawedzi angu okupedzisira zvawo anyway, but they are directed to Tyson mushure monge tawina.
Right. That is very, very important. People need closure on Itai Zamara. if we can get an official word from the people that this is what happened, like what happened during the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which happened in South Africa in 1997. People reviewed some of these things, and it is very important for the nation to move forward and have closure. Mr. Sado, last words as we wrap up this show.
Okay, thanks, my brother, for raising the issue of Tyson Zamara. That one, I think, for us to achieve that, we need Tyson to run his way as Triple C run their way, like Zanla and Zipra, but aiming to unseat ZANU-PF. At the end of the day, together, the two wings plus with the other people who are in ZANU-PF today, who are not fully ZANU-PF by heart at the moment. Together, we can reconcile and we form a united Zimbabwe, which can forge a way forward by means of bringing closure to all things like Itai Zamara and the Kukura Undi and the likes of Mramba Trina 2008, long short sleeve, whatever. All those will be brought together, and people will forge a way forward in a united way. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much to all the panelists. Hopefully tomorrow we're going to have another conversation. It's a political Sunday. I'm going to have a member from Triple C and also a member from ZANU-PF, as we are going to delve in the conversations of the elections. But I'm so glad that all my panelists today, you are registered voters and you are encouraging people to vote. Thank you so much for coming through and for being part of this conversation. I really appreciate Mr. Sado, Mr. Lakika Gura, and Melissa Spand and other people who are part of this conversation. Thank you so much for joining this.
What time are you starting tomorrow?
We are starting at 8, same time, 8 o'clock.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. You're welcome.
That is it about NBC, but manja tipuwe platform.
Yes. Definitely, we should be doing it on our national TV, even on our national radio. But we don't get that time. People are captured.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. That is my panelists and everyone that was on this platform. Thank you so much for coming. And it is very, very important for us to have these conversations. They help us to form an informed opinion, decision whenever we get to the ballot box, because if we don't get information and if we don't talk about these conversations, people will not see the importance of us voting. But unfortunately, we could not get Mr. Silulu to be part of the conversation today. However, he might be joining us tomorrow so that we can chime on all these topics that are very, very pertinent. As I wrap up this conversation, this show, I want to let you know that you can advertise on this platform on JCTV Africa. The numbers is there on the screen if you have got your business. If you also have your, you want to advertise something that you have a product that you are promoting, it could be an upcoming event, please get in touch with us on this number and we can put your product anytime we're going to be doing our live broadcast, because we're going to be doing live broadcasts each and every day until the day of election. Even after the elections, we're going to be talking about these conversations. I am also a registered voter. I don't want to be a hypocrite. This is my voting slip. I think you can see it on the screen. So I am definitely not just encouraging other people to vote. I'm a registered voter. I'm going to be voting this coming election. So from me, JCTV and Gambakwe Media, that has given me this platform for me to broadcast, and everyone else that has been part of this broadcast, thank you so much for joining us. And I'll see you tomorrow as we talk about other issues and as we prepare for the election of 2023. From that, I want to say good night and have a great week ahead of you. See you tomorrow and ciao.
Bye.